China's annual parliamentary session has closed, with President Xi Jinping now cleared to rule indefinitely, outlining a nationalist vision of his country as a rising global power. He spoke of the China solution to world problems and also delivered a stern warning over his resolve to protect every inch of Chinese territory. Our China correspondent John Sudworth, who has been covering the parliament since it opened 2 weeks ago, assesses its implications.
While the world's been watching China's parliament, Chinese people have been in cinemas watching this. Amazing China, the country's highest-earning documentary ever, and an eye-popping propaganda fest. How was the film, I asked. Fantastic. It spoke from the heart, he tells me. But then,
did you have to come?
Let's just say it was organised, this woman says, revealing that her state-backed company block-booked the cinema. That the government is corralling people into nationalist movies now is no coincidence. This 2-week parliamentary session has been all about China's sense of its national historic destiny and the apparent belief that only one man can guide it. Sworn in for a second term, but in theory, able to rule for life.
And I'm really concerned about
Wang Xiangwei, a former editor of the South China Morning Post, is one of those prepared to accept that President Xi needs to be given a little longer.
I think there is a strong, compelling argument here that because of what he has done over the past 5 years, that's why he has received so much support within the leadership and outside the party for him to get a stronger mandate. Of course, there are concerns, but I think the Chinese government has done a pretty good job of ensuring that they are not showing in public.
That's an understatement. The parliament has been marked by barely a murmur of dissent and heavy censorship of almost all public discussion. As the delegates head home, they will have been enthused by Xi Jinping's vision of a nation reclaiming its place on the global stage. But what's happened here will have consequences not just for 1.3 billion Chinese people, but for all of us. A rising superpower has placed its fate totally, indefinitely in that man's hands. The fortunes of the Chinese nation and its ruler are once again intimately entwined. John Sudworth, BBC News, Beijing.
You're watching Newsday on the BBC.